Hey guys, your guide to the literary world. Today, we're diving deep into 17th century England with the OG influencer himself, John Dryden. Think of him as the social media star of his time, using words instead of tweets. Dryden wasn't just any writer, he was the writer. Plays, poems, essays, you name it, he nailed it. But one of his most epic works was a politically charged poem called Absalom and Achitophel. Now hold up, don't let the title scare you. It sounds like some ancient history lesson, right? Trust me, it's way more exciting than it sounds. Imagine a time without the internet, smartphones, or even electricity. Wild, right? Well, that was 17th century England. Things were intense. Kings, queens, religious drama, and enough political scandals to make your head spin. Picture this. King Charles II is on the throne. He likes to party, and he's got some serious enemies. They don't want him as king, and they'll do whatever it takes to get rid of him. This is where things get juicy. England's political scene was basically a soap opera on steroids. Different factions were vying for power, and everyone had their own agenda. Here's the lowdown on Absalom and Achitophel. It's a story about a king, his ambitious son, and a whole lot of political backstabbing. Dryden takes inspiration from the Bible, specifically the story of King David and his rebellious son Absalom. But here's the twist. He uses this biblical tale as a cover to talk about the political drama happening in his own time. The poem is basically one big allegory. Each character represents a real-life figure from 17th century England. Think of it like a coded message, where you have to decipher who's who to understand the real story. Let's meet the main players in this political drama, disguised as biblical figures. Imagine the intrigue, the power struggles, and the drama of ancient times, but with a twist of historical reality. King David. This is our boy King Charles II, known for his charm and love of a good time. Picture him at lavish parties, surrounded by admirers, always the center of attention. He's the rightful king, but some people want him gone. The political landscape is fraught with tension, as rivals plot and scheme to take his throne. Absalom. Meet the Duke of Monmouth, Charles's illegitimate son. He's a striking figure with a magnetic personality that draws people to him. He's handsome, popular, and some people believe he should be king instead of his father. Talk about family drama. The tension between father and son adds another layer to this already complex political saga. Achitophel. This is the mastermind behind the rebellion, the brains of the operation. He's always one step ahead, plotting and planning with meticulous detail. He represents the Earl of Shaftesbury, a real-life politician who opposed King Charles II. Got it? Good. Shaftesbury was a cunning strategist, always looking for ways to undermine the king's authority. Now, let's get into the thick of it. The stage is set for a dramatic showdown, with each character playing their part in this high-stakes game of power and betrayal. Stay tuned as we unravel the twists and turns of this historical drama. Section 5. Absalom, the OG rebel without a cause. Absalom, aka the Duke of Monmouth, is like that popular kid in school everyone loves. He's got the looks, the charm, and a claim to the throne. But is he king material? That's the million-dollar question. Achitophel, the cunning manipulator, sees Absalom as the perfect pawn in his game to overthrow King David. He whispers in Absalom's ear, playing on his ambition and insecurities. Absalom, blinded by the promise of power, starts to believe he's the rightful heir. He gathers supporters ready to challenge his own father for the throne. Talk about a family feud. Absalom's charisma and charm win him many followers, and soon he has an army at his back. The people see him as a beacon of hope, a fresh start from the old ways of King David. He promises them change, a new era of prosperity and justice. Meanwhile, King David is not blind to his son's ambitions. He knows a storm is brewing. David's advisors urge him to act, to crush the rebellion before it gains more strength. But Absalom is determined. He believes his destiny is to rule, and nothing will stand in his way. The stage is set for a dramatic showdown, a battle that will decide the fate of a kingdom. Father against son, ambition against legacy. Who will emerge victorious? Stay tuned to find out how this epic tale unfolds. Section 6. Achitophel, the mastermind behind the mayhem. Now, let's talk about Achitophel, the puppet master pulling all the strings. He's cunning, ambitious, and will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. He despises King David and sees Absalom as his ticket to power. Achitophel knows how to play the game. He uses propaganda, spreads rumors, and turns people against the king. He's like a political spin doctor, manipulating public opinion to serve his own agenda. He's the mastermind behind the rebellion, fueling Absalom's ambition and turning him against his own father. Section 7. Loyalty versus ambition. The battle for King David's heart and throne. As the rebellion gains momentum, King David faces a heart-wrenching dilemma. His own son is leading the charge against him, manipulated by a power-hungry advisor. The poem beautifully portrays the internal conflict within King David. He loves his son, but also understands the importance of his duty as king. It's a battle between loyalty and ambition, between a father's love and a king's responsibility. Dryden masterfully captures the emotional turmoil of the situation, making us question who to root for in this epic power struggle. Section 8. The power of words. How Dryden roasts his enemies. Now here's where Dryden gets really savage. He uses his pen like a weapon, taking down his political opponents with wit and sarcasm. Remember, back then, words were powerful tools of persuasion. Dryden exposes the hypocrisy and ambition of those who oppose King Charles II. He paints them as power-hungry villains, willing to destroy the kingdom for their own selfish gains. Through clever metaphors and biting satire, Dryden rallies support for the king and discredits his enemies. It's like a 17th century rap battle, but with more elegant insults. Section 9. Lasting impact. Why Absalom and Achitophel still matters today. So, why should we care about a poem written over 300 years ago? Well, Absalom and Achitophel is more than just a historical artifact. It's a timeless story about power, ambition, and the dangers of political manipulation. Dryden's themes of loyalty, betrayal, and the struggle for power resonate even today. The poem reminds us that history often repeats itself and that we should be wary of those who seek power for their own selfish gain. Plus, Dryden's masterful use of language and satire continues to inspire writers and readers alike. He shows us the power of words to shape opinions, influence events, and even change the course of history. Absalom and Achitophel is not just a relic of the past. It is a living, breathing work that speaks to the human condition. In classrooms around the world, students dissect its verses, finding parallels to contemporary issues and gaining insights into the complexities of human nature. The poem's influence extends beyond literature, inspiring political cartoons, debates, and even modern-day political commentary. Many writers and poets cite Dryden's work as a significant influence on their own writing, demonstrating its enduring legacy. By examining the political intrigue and personal ambitions depicted in the poem, we gain a deeper understanding of the forces that shape our world. Whether in a classroom, a cafe, or a political forum, Absalom and Achitophel continues to spark conversations and provoke thought. Its timeless nature ensures that it remains relevant, offering lessons and warnings that are as pertinent today as they were in Dryden's time. So, the next time you hear a political speech or read about a power struggle, remember the lessons of Absalom and Achitophel. Its wisdom is a beacon, guiding us through the complexities of our own era. Section 10. Wrapping it up. Time to channel your inner Dryden. So there you have it, the inside scoop on John Dryden's Absalom and Achitophel. It's a wild ride through 17th century English politics, disguised as a biblical epic. Remember guys, words have power. Dryden used his pen to defend his king and expose his enemies. So the next time you write something, think of Dryden. Use your words wisely, be creative, and don't be afraid to speak your mind. Until next time, keep it real and keep it stylish.